So I took a job raising capital, had a hard time raising capital from high net worth individuals or institutions. I decided to go after some wealth management firms that were calling themselves a family office. I found that most of these firms don't have a website, they don't talk publicly, they don't talk to each other. So I started sharing what I was learning online. Fast forward 13 years, we've hosted 150 live events and I've written 13 books and we've done, a lot of different things, listening to what people wanted just to get guidance in the industry. If you want to build a business, you need to put out something helpful to people one time a week. And if you do that for 1 to 2 years, you'll be a local expert. If you do that for 4 or 5 years, you'll be a regional expert. If you do it 7 years, you'll be a global expert.
Yeah.
And then when I heard about the family office niche and I realized that if I could ever figure it out, it would be worth a lot to me and others,
Yeah.
then that's where I said, well, that's where I can apply that. It's worth however long it takes to figure it out. Then that's what I'm going to focus on because the rewards are too big to ignore this. And then that's how I kind of decided on it. It takes a lot of chances, just like anything, to get really good at it. So figuring out a system is important to get in front of ultra wealthy investors consistently. A family office might be someone that is worth 50 million or 100 million or 400 million dollars, but there's a lot of people worth 10 million, 20 million, 70 million dollars who don't have a family office, but they're ultra wealthy. They just don't know what a family office is. They haven't formed one yet, or it's not formalized yet, or they just don't call themselves that, but they effectively have it. So that's important to know. And there's 55,000 people around the world that are worth 100 million plus, and there's 250,000 people around the world worth 30 million plus that are all ultra wealthy. One thing to remember is just that all around you, there are ultra wealthy individuals that own the businesses, own the real estate, fund the politicians, own the sports teams, but it's figuring out where they congregate and where you could potentially get access to them in your local community or through your network. The top earners in any industry are probably looking for real estate deal flow. There's all different ways to reach out and to create that community, but thinking about who you are as a person and your background and where you're located and what your skills are and what industry you come from is probably going to give you an indicator as to where you can make the most progress the fastest. Obviously, you need to have the goods to actually do what you're promising people and be able to produce a real return and be a good steward of people's capital. But I think a lot of people struggle with that. Nobody starts typically a real estate investment firm because they're really good at raising capital. It's usually because they're good at managing real estate or they're good at sourcing deals or that's their passion. And they don't realize how hard it might be to raise capital as part of that endeavor. But the thing to remember for some who think, oh, wow, this is just way too painful to deal with, is one investor who's a family office might replace 200 smaller investors.
Mhm.
If I could ever figure it out, it would be worth a lot.